This is our video, audio, serial data encoder board. The serial port is connected to the computer. The computer will send data to this board through the serial port. This board also connects to HDMI video and audio input. His network cable is connected to the same computer. His Ethernet cable and serial cable are connected to the computer. Now let's take a look at the parameter configuration. This is the web server page. This is his own IP address. Here, enter a multicast address. Just for show you the function, you'll know why it's set up like this. Then the UDP port is sent. It will send the data to this multicast address later, under this port. Then through the UDP protocol. This is our custom protocol. Now, this coding board. You can see that he detects the current 1080p HDMI input, 1080p 60 video input. Here we choose 265. Low latency? No. All other options are automatic. Okay, this is my serial port tool software. The port is COM3. The baud rate is 115,200. Select hexadecimal. Loop send, 100 millimeters period. This is the data I want to send. The right window is the test program for receiving data. Now let me explain these parameters. This is the command for the test program. There are 4 parameters here. The first parameter. I'll go back to the program and take a look. The first parameter corresponds to 264 or 265. So just look at the web page configuration. It means that the configuration of the encoding board is the same as the receiving parameters. Here are the parameters. The first one you need to enter is 1, which means 265. For the second one, enter 0. 0 means low latency, no. The third is the UDP port number. Just say which port to receive data from. The encoding board is 8090. The fourth parameter is his receiving IP address. The multicast address should be the same as the encoding boards. Then these parameters are ready. Now let's start testing. The serial port tool sends it in a loop. Then on the receiving window, we are receiving. It keeps sending this OR. Then it shows here, OR. Now we add data on the transmitter side. You can see that the data has been added here. It is real time. This proves that the data, it is transparent transmission. If you have any questions, please contact us. In this video, I will show you how to use the encoder board to transmit serial data. Accept the video. First, let's take a look at this command. It has 4 parameters. This command can specify maximum for variable parameters. All 4 can be specified. Or I can specify only 3 like now. I can even specify 2 or 1. If you don't specify, it will be used by default. If I don't specify the last parameter, the result is that it will not be able to receive the serial port data. Look, this serial port tool is constantly sending data. Although it is sending, you will find that no data is received here. The reason is that you did not specify the multicast address, so it can't receive the data. This is for demonstration purposes only. I specifically set a multicast address on the parameter page. When the encoding board is set to send to the multicast address, the 4th parameter of the command, this multicast address must be entered. Otherwise, you won't receive the data. I use unicast, address here. I specify the IP address of my current computer. Just change the target address to my computer's IP. Then you need to restart the software. Then let's come back and take a look. When the code board completes the restart, the data should be received on the right window. Look, data is being received here. If you modify other parameters in the encoder board's page parameter settings, the command parameters on the receiving end must also be changed accordingly. For example, you don't use H.265 encoding, but H.264. Let me try it too. Ultra low latency, select yes here. This time, I modified the parameters of the encoding board. You will find that no data is received on the right side. The reason is that when the parameters are modified on the coding board, they take effect immediately. If you don't modify the receiving end, it will prompt an error. So how can I modify it? The first parameter is 264, so you have to change to 0. The second one is low latency, you need to change to 1. After setting the parameters, run it again and the data will be received well. This is a program that runs under Windows. So it means that the parameters of the receiving program must be consistent with the parameters set on the encoding board parameter page. The corresponding relationship is these four parameters. The first one is 264 or 265. The second is low latency. The third is the UDP port number. The fourth is the IP address. Let's look at the source program again. Let's modify it first. This is the annotation. Let's turn on the comments first. Now he will print out the decoded video. Here we also print out the decoded audio. Here we will debug directly. If you have this software, you don't have to type in commands at all. Use this software directly. You can adjust it to get the data you want. Because it runs it directly here, it doesn't have those four parameters. Sometimes it uses the default parameters, so to change the default to 265. Look, the results are shown. Let's see what it shows. This is video data. This is the size. Then this indicates whether it is a keyframe. This video is divided into iframe and pframe. The latter is the timestamp. This is increasing. You will find that this one is bigger than that one. Then this is the audio it decoded. This is the size. Then this is its sampling rate, 48,000. Dual channel. This is the decoded audio. Then this is the decoded serial port data. That is, the data we transmit with UDP. It will package the video, audio, and serial data together and transmit it. Then you take our program. You can explain it separately. Then you go back to do video and audio decoding. You can also do the serial port data analysis. This is the video, audio, and data that can be obtained completely using UDP.